Portugal is more than just a destination. It is a journey through time, color, and soul. As the westernmost country in mainland Europe, Portugal greets the Atlantic with a timeless grace and an enduring warmth that transcends seasons. A land of cobbled streets, whitewashed villages, golden beaches, and verdant valleys, Portugal is a haven for travelers seeking a blend of natural beauty, historical richness, and vibrant modern culture. From the melancholic strains of Fado music drifting from a Lisbon tavern to the intoxicating aroma of freshly baked pastéis de nata in a Porto bakery, Portugal awakens the senses in the most profound ways. At every turn, the country reveals stories embedded in centuries-old stone walls, Baroque churches, and ornate palaces. Its maritime heritage echoes in the ports and harbors that once launched explorers to the edges of the known world. And yet, it is in the daily rhythms of Portuguese life, the slow pouring of wine, the leisurely shared meals, the animated conversations under olive trees, that one truly grasps the spirit of the land. In this journey, we will traverse Portugal from north to south, coast to countryside, island to mainland. We'll explore its most iconic cities, delve into its hidden gems, and uncover the marvels that make this Iberian treasure so unique. Whether you're planning a visit or simply dreaming from afar, the wonders of Portugal await your discovery. Portugal, officially the Portuguese Republic, is a country that captivates with its harmonious balance between ancient traditions and contemporary life. With a population of just over 10 million people, it occupies a relatively small geographical space on the Iberian Peninsula, sharing its eastern and northern borders with Spain and its western and southern flanks with the Atlantic Ocean. Despite its size, Portugal's cultural and geographical diversity is immense. Historically, Portugal stands tall among European nations for its role in the Age of Discovery. In the 15th and 16th centuries, Portuguese explorers such as Vasco da Gama and Ferdinand Magellan embarked on voyages that changed the course of history, establishing a global maritime empire that stretched from South America to Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. This legacy is etched into the nation's character, with influences from across the globe woven into its architecture, cuisine, language, and customs. The capital city, Lisbon, is a vibrant hub where past and present intertwine seamlessly. Here, medieval alleyways and grand squares coexist with trendy cafes and modern museums. Meanwhile, Porto, the second-largest city, is famed for its robust wine, colorful riverside neighborhoods, and impressive bridges. But beyond the urban centers lies a rural heartland of serene beauty, terraced vineyards, rolling hills, and tranquil villages where time appears to slow down. Portugal's climate varies from temperate in the north to Mediterranean in the south, offering sunny summers and mild winters that attract tourists year-round. Its cuisine is a testament to its seafaring roots. Think grilled sardines, seafood stews, and salt cod, often paired with world-renowned wines from regions like Douro and Alentejo. Portuguese people are known for their hospitality, warmth, and deep sense of pride in their cultural heritage. Traditional festivals, religious processions, and local fairs, the calendar, offering immersive experiences that connect visitors with the soul of the nation. Whether you're drawn by the waves of Nazar, the mystique of Sintra's palaces, or the serenity of the Azores, Portugal is a destination that welcomes all with open arms and an open heart. Madeira. Floating in the North Atlantic Ocean, the Madeira archipelago is often called the Pearl of the Atlantic, and for good reason. Its subtropical climate, dramatic volcanic landscapes, lush botanical gardens, and terraced hillsides create a paradise that feels like a world apart. Madeira isn't just an island, it's a sanctuary where nature and culture thrive in perfect harmony. The capital city, Funchal, is an enchanting blend of colonial heritage and modern flair. Visitors can stroll through the Mercado dos Lavradores, a vibrant market bursting with exotic fruits, fresh seafood, and local crafts. Nearby, the Santa Clara Monastery and Sé Cathedral stand as reminders of the island's deep religious and cultural history. But Madeira's real magic lies beyond the city. The island's Laurisilva Forest, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a rare and ancient laurel forest that feels almost primordial. Hikers follow the island's unique levadas, man-made irrigation channels, through misty trails that open up to awe-inspiring vistas of emerald valleys and cascading waterfalls. Adventure seekers can paraglide over the coast, dive in crystal-clear waters, or scale the cliffs of Cabo Gereo, the highest sea cliff in Europe. For a more serene experience, There are the traditional toboggan rides down the steep streets of Monte, a quirky and exhilarating tradition unique to Madeira. Then there's the cuisine. From espada, black scabbard fish, served with banana to bolo do caco, garlic flatbread, and the island's signature poncha drink, Madeira offers flavors as bold and memorable as its landscapes. With its combination of natural wonders and warm Madeiran hospitality, this island is not just a destination, it's an awakening of the soul. Azores. Rising like emeralds from the Atlantic Ocean, the Azores archipelago feels like a world apart, untamed, mysterious, and breathtakingly beautiful. This group of 9 volcanic islands, located about 1,500 kilometers west of mainland Portugal, is an untouched paradise of crater lakes, lush pastures, hot springs, and dramatic cliffs. Each island has its unique character. São Miguel, the largest, is home to the stunning twin lakes of Sete Cidades. Terceira offers colorful colonial architecture in Angra do Heroísmo, and Pico Island features Portugal's highest mountain, Mount Pico, a dormant volcano that dominates the horizon. The Azores are a haven for nature lovers and adventurers. Whale watching is among the best in the world, and hiking trails weave through unspoiled landscapes that seem almost prehistoric in their grandeur. In Furnace Valley, geothermal activity bubbles beneath the earth, heating natural hot pools and cooking local dishes underground in volcanic soil. The islands are also at the forefront of sustainable tourism, with a strong commitment to preserving their ecological treasures. Here, travelers experience not only the sublime beauty of nature, but also a deeper connection to the raw, elemental forces that shape the earth. Porto. Nestled along the Douro River in northern Portugal, Porto is a city that captivates the senses with its centuries-old charm, rich cultural tapestry, and deeply rooted traditions. Known worldwide for its namesake export, port wine, Porto offers more than just a sip of history. It immerses visitors in a timeless experience where cobblestone alleys wind through colorful buildings, Baroque churches tower over lively plazas, and the scent of fresh pastries dances in the air. The historic Ribeira district, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is the heart of the city's charisma. Here, houses painted in hues of yellow, red, and blue line the riverbank, while traditional Rebelo boats gently sway on the Douro. Wandering through its narrow lanes reveals hidden cafes, artisan shops, and locals chatting on balconies, a true slice of Portuguese life. At the top of the city's skyline stands the Clarigos Tower, offering panoramic views of the red-tiled rooftops and the shimmering Douro below. Not far from it is Livraria Lello, one of the world's most beautiful bookstores, with a neo-Gothic facade and an interior that seems straight out of a fantasy novel. J.K. Rowling, who once lived in Porto, is said to have drawn inspiration from this very place. And of course, no visit to Porto is complete without crossing the Dom Luís I Bridge, a double-deck iron bridge that links the city to Vila Nova de Gaia, where the famous port wine cellars await. There, one can savor the deep, fortified wines while learning about the age-old process of winemaking that has shaped the region's legacy. As the sun sets, Porto glows golden, the city transforming into a dreamscape of light, music, and history alive. Sintra. Tucked into the lush hills of the Serra de Sintra, just a short drive from Lisbon, lies a town that feels plucked from a fairy tale. Sintra is a realm of romantic palaces, mist-shrouded forests, and hidden gardens that have long enchanted poets, royals, and travelers alike. Lord Byron once described it as a glorious Eden, and centuries later, its charm remains undiminished. The crown jewel of Sintra is the Palacio de Pena, a stunning 19th-century romanticist castle perched high on a rocky peak. With its vibrant hues, whimsical turrets, and eclectic architectural styles, the palace seems like something out of a dream. From its balconies, one can gaze across rolling hills, the Atlantic Ocean glittering in the distance. Just below lies the Moorish castle, whose ancient stone walls snake along the ridgeline, offering panoramic views and echoes of a time when Sintra was a strategic stronghold. Nearby, the Quinta de Regalira beckons visitors into a world of mystery and symbolism. This neo-Gothic estate is filled with secret tunnels, hidden grottos, and the famed Initiation Well, spiraling deep into the earth in a mesmerizing display of architecture and myth. But Sintra is more than its monuments. The town itself, with its pastel-colored villas, quaint cafes, and artisan shops, exudes an old-world grace. The scent of freshly baked travesseiros, flaky puff pastries filled with almond cream, drifts from local patisseries, offering sweet respite after a day of exploration. Surrounded by lush nature and infused with layers of history, Sintra offers not only stunning sights but a feeling of otherworldly peace. It's no wonder the entire cultural landscape of Sintra has been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This magical town is a treasure unlike any other. Douro Valley. The Douro Valley is the heartland of Portugal's wine country, a region carved by centuries of tradition and the winding path of the Douro River. As you journey through its terraced hillsides covered with rows of grapevines, it becomes immediately clear why this region has been designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The valley's beauty lies in its balance between nature and human craftsmanship, past and present, serenity and vitality. It is here that the world-renowned port wine is born, nurtured by the region's unique microclimate and centuries-old viticultural practices. Quaint towns like Paso de Regua and Pinho invite visitors to experience slow, meaningful travel. Vineyards and quintas, wine estates, offer tastings and tours that take you deep into the heritage of Portuguese winemaking, while river cruises along the Douro reveal the landscape's majestic contours from a different perspective. Autumn is particularly magical, when the vineyards ignite with golden and crimson hues, and the harvest season brings the valley to life. In every glass of Douro wine, one can taste the passion, history, and natural wonder of the land that produced it. Algarve Coast. The Algarve Coast is Portugal's sun-soaked paradise, a region where dramatic cliffs plunge into turquoise waters and golden beaches stretch as far as the eye can see. This southernmost part of the country is beloved for its warm Mediterranean climate, picturesque seaside towns, and a coastline that is nothing short of cinematic. Whether it's the sea-sculpted caves of Benagil, the hidden coves near Lagos, or the sweeping beaches around Albufeira, each corner of the Algarve offers its own flavor of tranquility and wonder. Beyond the beaches, the Algarve is a land of contrasts. Inland, whitewashed villages like Monchique rest peacefully among rolling hills, while bustling coastal cities like Faro and Portimão blend centuries-old architecture with vibrant nightlife. Fresh seafood is a highlight of the region's cuisine, with grilled sardines, octopus salad, and cataplana de marisco, seafood stew, being staples on every local menu. Visitors often find themselves mesmerized by the simplicity of life here. Morning walks along dramatic cliffs, afternoons swimming in secluded bays, and evenings lit by golden sunsets over the Atlantic. The Algarve is not just a place to visit, it's a rhythm of life to embrace. Lisbon. Nestled along the sun-drenched western coastline of the Iberian Peninsula, Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, is a city where old-world charm gracefully intertwines with modern vibrance. With its iconic 7 hills rising above the shimmering Tagus River, Lisbon enchants visitors with a distinctive blend of cobbled alleyways, ancient ruins, pastel-colored buildings, grand plazas, and a rhythm of life that feels both timeless and invigorating. The moment you step into the city, you're welcomed by the scent of fresh pastries, the distant strum of Fado music, and the gentle clatter of vintage trams winding through its steep, narrow streets. Lisbon is a city layered in history. From the grandeur of the Jerónimos Monastery and the Tower of Belém, both UNESCO World Heritage Sites that echo Portugal's age of discoveries, to the haunting ruins of the Carmo convent that still bear the scars of the great earthquake of 1755, every stone seems to whisper stories of explorers, poets, and kings. The Alfama district, one of the oldest quarters of the city, offers a maze of Moorish alleys, hidden courtyards, and intimate taverns where melancholic fado performances unfold nightly, capturing the soulful heart of Portuguese culture. Yet Lisbon is not merely a city of the past, it pulses with creativity and contemporary flair. The LX Factory, a transformed 19th-century industrial complex, now houses vibrant street art, co-working spaces, design shops, and rooftop bars with views over the Ponte 25 de Abril suspension bridge, often compared to San Francisco's Golden Gate. The city's burgeoning culinary scene, led by visionary chefs and creative reinventions of traditional Portuguese dishes, has also positioned Lisbon as one of Europe's rising food capitals. Don't leave without savoring a warm pastel de nata from the famed Pastéis de Belém bakery, a crispy, creamy custard tart that defines indulgence. Lisbon's beauty lies not only in its landmarks but in its atmosphere. Sunsets from the São Pedro de Alcântara viewpoint, where the city glows golden as the river mirrors the sky, quiet strolls through the tile-covered facades of the Barro Alto, and mornings at Mercado de Ribeira, where locals and travelers converge over espresso and seafood. The gentle sea breeze, the hills echoing with history, and the ever-present light that bathes the city in warmth, it all makes Lisbon not just a place to visit, but a feeling to remember. From historic majesty to creative modernity, Lisbon offers a journey through time and soul. It is a capital that celebrates the beauty of both memory and momentum, making every corner a story and every moment unforgettable. Cabo da Roca. Standing proudly at the edge of the European continent, Cabo da Roca is a place where the land abruptly surrenders to the endless Atlantic. Located in the Sintra Cascais Natural Park, just a short drive from Lisbon, this windswept headland is often shrouded in mist and mystery. With a rugged cliffside plunging into roaring waves below, it is more than just a geographical landmark, it is a deeply poetic sight. As you walk along the clifftop trails, the air is saturated with the scent of salt and wild herbs, while seabirds wheel overhead in graceful arcs. The famous stone monument marks this westernmost point of mainland Europe, and inscribed upon it are the words of Portuguese poet Luís de Camões, "Here, where the land ends and the sea begins." Visitors often come not only for the scenery but also to experience the primal sensation of standing at the edge of a continent. Sunsets here are nothing short of magical, casting golden light across the rocks and ocean, reminding travelers why Portugal continues to captivate hearts. Azenhas do Mar. Perched on a cliff above the Atlantic, Azenhas do Mar is one of Portugal's most picturesque coastal villages. Whitewashed houses with red-tiled roofs cascade down toward a natural ocean pool carved into the rock. The dramatic scenery, especially at sunset, makes it a favorite among photographers and travelers seeking a peaceful escape. Although small, the village offers excellent seafood restaurants and the quiet charm of a place that seems untouched by time. Waves crash below, seagulls circle overhead, and the salty breeze carries with it the essence of the sea, pure, untamed, and beautiful. Coimbra. Coimbra, once the capital of Portugal, stands today as a city of learning and legacy, where the past and present harmonize with effortless grace. At the heart of Coimbra lies one of the oldest universities in the world, the University of Coimbra, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Founded in 1290, this historic institution dominates the city skyline, with its Baroque library, Joanina Library, serving as a symbol of Portugal's deep reverence for knowledge and culture. The library, filled with centuries-old volumes, is guarded by resident bats that protect the books from insects, an enchanting mix of history and legend. Walking through Coimbra's narrow, cobbled lanes, visitors are surrounded by Roman ruins, medieval arches, and charming cafes where students and locals gather. The melancholic sounds of Fado de Coimbra, a unique variation of the traditional Portuguese Fado music sung by male university students, echo from courtyards and taverns, adding to the city's romantic aura. The monastery of Santa Clara Velha and the Machado de Castro National Museum are also must-visits for their profound historical and artistic offerings. Whether it's in its academic institutions, architectural beauty, or cultural soul, Coimbra continues to inspire, educate, and enchant all who walk its storied streets. Aveiro. Often dubbed the Venice of Portugal, Aveiro is a charming coastal city defined by its picturesque canals, colorful boats, and Art Nouveau architecture. But while it shares similarities with the Italian icon, Aveiro has a character all its own, laid back, vibrant, and deeply rooted in Portuguese maritime tradition. The city's muliceiros, long, narrow boats once used for harvesting seaweed, glide gracefully through the canal network, now repurposed for scenic cruises that showcase the city's charms from a unique perspective. Aveiro's charm lies not just in its waterways but also in its vibrant tiled buildings, small bridges, and laid-back atmosphere. Strolling along the Rocio district, visitors encounter beautiful azulejo panels that tell stories of daily life, faith, and history. The fusion of modernity and tradition is ever present, with old salt pans giving way to innovative architecture and design spaces. No trip to Aveiro is complete without sampling its signature delicacy, ovos moles. These sweet treats, made from egg yolks and sugar, are wrapped in rice paper molded into shells, barrels, or fish, honoring the city's maritime roots. Paired with a fresh breeze from the Atlantic and a view of the Ria de Aveiro lagoon, it's a flavor that lingers in both palate and memory. Just outside the city, Costa Nova beckons with its iconic striped houses painted in cheerful hues of red, green, blue, and yellow. Once fishermen's storage houses, these whimsical cottages are now some of the most photographed structures in Portugal. Aveiro blends coastal beauty, artistic flair, and a welcoming spirit into a delightful tapestry that captivates all who visit. Cascais. Cascais is where Portuguese royalty once came to play, and today it remains one of the country's most elegant and cosmopolitan seaside destinations. Located just a short train ride from Lisbon, this sun-kissed town perfectly balances historic charm with modern sophistication. Its cobbled streets are lined with boutiques, gourmet restaurants, and cozy cafes, all nestled against a backdrop of golden beaches and turquoise waters. Once a sleepy fishing village, Cascais transformed into a royal retreat in the 19th century, when King Luís I made it his summer residence. That regal influence still lingers in the palatial villas and manicured gardens that dot the town. The Condes de Castro Guimarães Museum, housed in a fairy tale mansion, showcases art, artifacts, and the town's noble past. Beyond its genteel elegance, Cascais is also a hub for adventure. Surfers ride the waves at Guincho Beach, hikers explore the trails of the Sintra Cascais Natural Park, and cyclists pedal along the scenic coastal promenade that connects Cascais with the beach town of Estoril. Cascais also plays host to a thriving cultural scene, with festivals, galleries, and outdoor concerts bringing energy to its sun-drenched plazas. Whether enjoying fresh seafood by the marina, watching a dramatic sunset from Boca do Inferno, the gaping chasm where waves crash against cliffs, or simply relaxing on the sand, Cascais invites you to indulge in the simple luxuries of life by the sea. Serra da Estrela. Rising like a rugged guardian in the heart of the country, Serra da Estrela is Portugal's highest mountain range and an iconic natural wonder that invites explorers, nature lovers, and winter sports enthusiasts alike. With peaks that reach over 1,990 meters, this majestic landscape offers panoramic views, ancient glacial valleys, and a raw, untamed beauty that contrasts sharply with the coastal charm found elsewhere in Portugal. During winter, Serra da Estrela transforms into the country's only ski destination, attracting visitors to its snow-covered slopes. The ski resort may be modest by alpine standards, but the experience of skiing in Portugal is in itself a unique novelty. In the warmer months, the area becomes a hiker's paradise, with trails that wind through rocky ridges, pine forests, and serene high-altitude meadows. The Zizera Glacier Valley, in particular, showcases striking evidence of Ice Age sculpting and is one of the most important glacial landforms in Europe. Serra da Estrela is also known for its traditional shepherd culture and the production of the famous Serra da Estrela cheese, a creamy, buttery delight made from raw sheep's milk and thistle rennet. Stopping by a local farm or market to taste this delicacy connects travelers to a heritage that has been preserved over centuries. Dotted throughout the region are stone villages like Mantigas and Linhas de Beira, where cobbled streets, granite houses, and mountain hospitality create an atmosphere that is both rustic and soul-soothing. Whether you come to hike, ski, savor, or simply breathe the crisp mountain air, Serra da Estrela is a true wonder, offering a slower, more contemplative rhythm of travel amidst Portugal's most dramatic elevations. Tavira. On the edge of the Algarve coast lies Tavira, one of the region's most picturesque and culturally rich towns. With its charming mix of Moorish, Roman, and Portuguese architecture, Tavira offers a more tranquil and historical alternative to the bustling beach resorts further west. Bisected by the calm Gilio River and connected by an ancient Roman bridge, Tavira exudes elegance. Its cobbled streets are lined with tiled buildings, quaint cafes, and over 30 churches, each whispering stories from different eras. The town's castle ruins provide panoramic views of the rooftops and the sea beyond, while its old market hall buzzes with local produce and artisan goods. Tavira's proximity to the Ria Formosa Natural Park also adds a layer of natural wonder. This protected lagoon system is a haven for birdwatchers and nature lovers, with boat tours offering glimpses of flamingos, seahorses, and secluded beaches like Ilha de Tavira, a pristine barrier island with soft sands and crystal-clear waters. Tavira stands as a bridge between Portugal's historic soul and its coastal splendor, inviting visitors to explore its past while basking in its natural beauty. Batalha Monastery. One of the most extraordinary examples of Gothic architecture in Europe, the Batalha Monastery, officially known as the Monastery of Saint Mary of the Victory, stands as a symbol of national pride and religious devotion. Commissioned in the 14th century to commemorate Portugal's victory over Castile at the Battle of Aljubarrota, the monastery took over a century to complete and is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Its limestone walls are intricately carved with spires, pinnacles, and flying buttresses. Inside, the Founders' Chapel houses the tombs of King João I and his wife Philippa of Lancaster, alongside their son, the famed Prince Henry the Navigator. The royal cloister, with its delicately sculpted arches and tranquil garden, reflects the monastic serenity that once filled this place. Perhaps most breathtaking are the unfinished chapels, an open-air rotunda with towering columns and skyward arches that were never completed. These skeletal remains of ambition and artistry leave a haunting impression, speaking to the vision and grandeur of a kingdom in its golden age. Batalha is more than a monument. It is a sacred archive of Portugal's medieval strength and artistic excellence. As our journey through the wonders of Portugal comes to an end, we are left with a vivid mosaic of moments. Golden sunsets over the Algarve, misty mornings in the Douro Valley, the quiet majesty of monasteries, and the rhythm of Fado echoing through ancient alleys. Portugal, though small in size, is vast in heart and heritage, offering experiences that stir the imagination and soothe the soul. From the volcanic landscapes of the Azores to the Moorish palaces of Sintra, from the cobbled streets of Lisbon and Porto to the serene villages of the Alentejo, Portugal is a country of contrasts, where the old dances effortlessly with the new. Each region brings its own flavor, its own rhythm, its own story. But what binds it all together is the spirit of the Portuguese people. Welcoming, resilient, proud of their culture and eager to share it. Whether you're a first-time visitor or returning again to explore more deeply, Portugal always has something new to offer and something ancient to remind you of where you've come from. So as we say goodbye, or rather, 8 logo, know that the wonders of Portugal await your footsteps, your gaze, and your heart. May this journey inspire your next adventure into this beautiful, soulful corner of the world.